Everybody on YouTube is talking about velocity banking as a way to pay off debt. But what if you could use it to bank $50,000 cash in just 12 months? Sounds a bit scammy, I know.
Man, when I first introduced this to you, what were your thoughts around this whole concept?
I thought it was some bullshit at first, honestly, and I thought you felt. I'm sorry. I thought it was. Ask me the question again. You gonna take that out? I forgot, bro. My bad. Ask me the question again.
I'm gonna just bleep it out.
My bad, dog. My bad. I be forgetting, bro.
I'm keeping all of this in here.
All right. So initially, bro, I thought it was BS because I thought you had fell victim to a MLM scheme or something. Honestly, you know, sometimes your people come to you excited, and I know he the type of dude that do his research, but at the same time, the numbers was not numbering to me. They sounded kind of like too good to be true. So I thought he fell victim to an MLM scheme. Like when people come at you with the you know, the multi-level marketing back in the day. I forget what the names of them are, but like they come to you so excited, like this is the next thing since the hottest thing since sliced bread, and it's always a scam. So it's like,
if you don't know me, I'm Anitra Preston. My partner and I run a free community where we teach people how to reach their first 100K. If you want to learn more, join our free community, go to the calendar and schedule a free call with us. The link is in the description. Only 8% of the world's population has a net worth between $50,000 and $100,000. And that's not all cash. It includes other assets. Imagine being in that 8% this same time next year with all cash, or adding this cash to what you already have. Will is a successful YouTuber, one of our students. He's also an investor. He's a friend of ours. When we first introduced this to him, he was a bit cautious, as he should. Now, using velocity banking to build wealth may sound like a wild concept, especially if you have only ever seen it used for paying off debt. But after only 1 year of doing it, here is what Will had to say.
Right now, my account is at $51,739.63.
Talk about how your mindset shift from day one to now.
My mindset shift came at like the 1 year review. That's when it mindset.
The 1 year review?
Yeah, bro, real talk. And the reason why is because you was comparing apples to apples. You compared mines to yours and the return that you got because you did everything right. Now, you know I'm a creature of habit and I got a lot of bad habits. I'm not organized. I forget things and all that kind of stuff. And with me doing everything wrong, I still had what, like a 18% return or whatever the case was. And but the people who did it right was in the 30s percent, 40%. And I was like, oh wow, had I just done this, that, and the third. And that's when the mindset shift.
For those not familiar, velocity banking involves using financial products like lines of credit to manage cash flow and minimize interest, letting you reach your financial goals faster and get out of debt faster. So what if you're not in debt, but you have access to a HELOC or a personal line of credit, or you can get one? What can you do with it? How can you use a line of credit to build cash fast? Most people think about using a line of credit as a down payment for rentals or as rehab money for a flip. You might sell the flip or refinance the rental, then you get your money back. Sometimes you get all of it, and sometimes you don't. Then you pay off the line of credit, and for the times you don't, well, that's the scary or risky part of using a line of credit for real estate. Not to mention, this process may take longer than expected, costing you more in interest. But what if there's a better way to use your line of credit? One where your line of credit isn't tied up into real estate or high-risk investment, and it doesn't take away from your time. In fact, it could let you keep doing what you love to do the most while building exponential wealth. I bought my first rental property back in 2004. After a few properties, I realized being a landlord wasn't all that it was cracked up to be. The cash flow wasn't as high as I was expecting, and I was constantly hunting for the next best deal. Sometimes it took almost up to 2 years to find the next good deal. And we're not even going to talk about maintenance and tenants. That's a conversation for another day. For me, I actually enjoyed my job, but I wanted a way to build wealth with less involvement where the cash flow would outpace my monthly salary. If that sounds like you, if you're looking for more with less, if the path to financial independence feels too slow, then keep listening. Let's say you take your line of credit and buy a source of income. For this video, we'll call it a big yellow folder. Don't get hung up on what that is. Just know it maintains value, it earns interest, it produces income, and it isn't real estate, it isn't insurance, and it's not high risk. Imagine using your line of credit to buy this big yellow folder that holds a value of $7,500 and it brings in $225 per month. If you know velocity banking, you know the strategy is about freeing up debt and increasing your monthly cash flow. One key aspect to velocity banking is that you park your monthly surplus or your monthly income into the line of credit. This keeps your daily balance low, reducing interest. In this example, let's keep the same flow, your monthly surplus or your monthly income inside of the line of credit. So you got this big yellow folder worth $7,500 and it produces $225 a month. Use that $225 as an extra payment towards your line of credit. So you're taking your monthly income, aka your surplus of cash, and the $225 from your big yellow folder to pay down your line of credit. You still with me? I hope so, because it's about to get better. Now, after a few months go by, your line of credit is paid off and the line is available for use again. Now you buy a second big yellow folder and you repeat the process. But now you have $450 to put towards the line of credit. So what happened? What happened is you now have two yellow folders. They each bring in $225 a month and they each have a cash liquid value of $7,500 each. So with the two folders, that's $450 per month of income that you've produced and a net worth of $15,000 cash liquidity. This, guys, is the magic of velocity banking to rapidly grow your wealth. Every time you complete the cycle, the payoff period for your line of credit gets shorter and shorter. The first folder may take you a few months to pay off, but after adding more folders, your repayment speed accelerates because of all the sources of income you've brought in, and now you're applying that income towards the payoff of the line of credit. Let's look at it a little deeper. First time you used the line of credit to buy one big yellow folder, it took you around 4, maybe 4.5 months to pay it off. But the second time you bought the big yellow folder, it took you about 3, maybe 3.5 months to pay it off. How? Remember, each big yellow folder produces an income. The first yellow folder produced $225. The second folder produced $225. The third folder produced $225. The fourth folder produced $225. The fifth folder produced $225. And because you did this over and over and over again, the income keeps stacking. In this example, if you bought 5 yellow folders, this monthly income is $1,125, and your cash liquidity totals $37,500 in just a matter of months, not years, months. Now imagine having so many of these yellow folders that the monthly income outpaces your monthly income, your personal income, and it pays off the line of credit, because that's exactly what happens, guys, in the velocity of money or in the velocity banking. How could this change your life? What would you do different? Drop a comment. Will had this exact same epiphany.
So going into this year, I was more serious about, where this thing could go, because I saw what I made, but what I should have made was eye-opening. So I said I'm not gonna let that happen again in 2025, dog. And the goal is to get to 100,000 by the end of the year, for me at least. So
this is exactly how Will reached $51,000 in 12 months, using this exact same method we teach in our community. And it's the same method that's going to get him to $100,000 cold cash by the end of this year, with a monthly income of $3,000 a month and growing. If you're tired of trying to figure it out, if you like your job but need an extra boost toward retirement, or if you have a few rentals but the math is too slow, Join our free community. Go to the calendar and schedule your free call. No strings attached, no credit card required. It's just me and my buddy Elridge sharing what we know for those of you who are truly ready to change their lives and their children's lives.